Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Wargening event in which the Warg and Wayfinder are added to the game. So let's get into this. First off, we're going to be going over the Warg. One key thing to note about this is now the legendary Sybaris from Grim Woods now has a chance to summon this thing as well. So you'll want to make sure you buy at least one and trade it up if you're going to be using it with a Sybaris, a fully traded Sybaris that is. But if you're not, you can use it as a decent soul farmer earlier on in the game if you don't have something like the Dragon Soul. It uses the exact same colors with a slightly cheaper mana cost and still gains souls. It deals damage to an enemy, boosted by souls, and then gains 10 souls, and that's at a 2-to-1 ratio. This is less damage than that of Bonnie Rose, which came in last event week. This is the main reason why it's less damage. The ability itself does the same amount of damage, but the boost ratio is also the same, but the soul cap is lower than the gold by a good amount. The gold cap, of course, is 100, and the soul cap is 40 at their base amount. So in most instances, the Warg will be doing a lot less damage than that of a Bonnie Rose. Bonnie Rose, even just in general, gives 15 gold per cast, whereas this gives 10 souls. But if you needed something that farms souls, or you wanted to have something extra in it, that you wanted to have scale on it, this is definitely a good early game alternative. It's also the first troop in the entire game to have a double bond with itself. There are troops that have double bonds in this game, but this is the first one that actually has both of its bonds to what it actually is, a beast and a daemon. I believe the first one that ever got it was that engineering thing, which console just got this week, which had the human bond and the mech bond, but it was only a human, not a mech, whereas this thing is a daemon beast, and it bonds to daemon and beast, so that works pretty well. It's also out of the first thing below that of a legendary, which can summon itself. It has a 20% chance to summon another Warg, and well, it is a Warg, so it has a 20% chance every single time when it gets killed that it's just going to resummon itself. So it's kind of like an Inferno King in that regard, just at a slightly lower rate. So let's go over to the Wayfinder now. Wayfinder is mainly a attack counter. It deals damage to an enemy, deals double damage if they are green, so it's going to be pretty good against Mana Core, and then halves their attack, which again is going to be pretty good against Mana Core, going to be pretty good against Skull Spam. Pretty sure they're trying to add more counters to be able to stop the Bone Dragon and a bunch of other things that are pretty popular right now in Skull Spamming, and this is definitely one thing that can, since having their attack, doing that twice, is pretty much going to bring their attack to something that won't be viable at all. And since it already does damage, it's basically the first really good option in this game that can both damage and reduce tack. There hasn't really been another viable option, so this will definitely have quite a bit of use in that regard. And when you get it fully traded, it even has even more attack countering, which is the Agile. Of course, that's a 20% chance to dodge skull damage. One thing that's interesting about Agile compared to that of Armored or Stone Skin or Granite Skin is Agile can indeed stop skull spam. It has a 20% chance to completely negate all attack instances. So even if they get like 1,000 skulls, they put like 64 skulls on the entire board, there's a 20% chance that you will take 0 damage. Whereas Armored, Stone Skin, Granite Skin just mitigates it, and they'll still likely die from the skull spam. So Agile is good in that regard, which makes it even better against a high attack and high skull spamming. One other thing that makes it really good is Agile is good against stats effects. Let's say, for example, if a troop burns whenever they do skull damage, well, you have a 20% chance with the Agile that it won't do anything because it won't be able to place any damage on you, whereas something like Stone Skin, Granite Skin, or something else, since it's mitigation, it will take whatever the skull effect is, the burn, the freeze, the death mark, whatever it may be on the skull effect, whereas Agile can actually completely dodge it. So let's go give out a redeem code real quick, and then we will go show a team with the Warg and the Wayfinder. The code for today for the first 250 people on PC and mobile is WDNVE7CFZH, and of course we give one of these out every single day. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Console players, I will hopefully be able to get you guys some soon. As soon as the developers can get redeem codes on both PS4 and consoles, I can start giving you guys codes as well. But anyways, we're going to head into some teams now. First, we're going to be starting off with the Wayfinder. I'm going to be using it in an extreme skull countering deck. Every single thing on this team has skull counter, plus our Wayfinder. We have the Stone Skin, we have a Mirror with Agile, we have Granite Skin, which is the highest gold mitigation in the game at 75%, and Wayfinder with another Agile. We also have a double stealthy one there one there. So even when they use casting abilities, they have to either hit on our Emperor Corvash or on our Gorgotha. So let's get started now and see what we can do with this. Of course, with the Wayfinder, what we're going to be doing with this is using that on the mana core, whatever. Pretty much you'll always aim Wayfinder at the first troop. Unless you're using it to get a kill, there isn't much need to use it on anything other than the first. Unless you're aiming at something with green for the kill, or if you're just heading to the second one because you know the first troop is going to die soon. So right here, I don't need to worry about using this ability. We have Stealthy, so we can only actually drain our Emperor Corvash or our Gorgotha. I do want it to drain... Actually, we can let it drain our Gorgotha. So we're going to take yellow here. This will bait him out, so he'll go for the drain on our Gorgotha. Normally, I wouldn't want it to hit the Gorgotha, but I want to make sure whatever is in my first slot has its traits, so we can actually have that extra skull negation. So we're going to keep the stone skin there. If I would have taken the blue, it would have drained our Emperor Corvash, and then would have disabled our ability to stun, as well as our granite skin right there. So right here, we will be able to kill with this. This is one of the instances that I said we would probably want to go for the kill. Oh wait, never mind. If we had this at Mythic, it would be. It's going to do 42 damage, so that is 2 damage short. That is very unfortunate. We can do 44, but he's not a blue, so that won't be enough damage on there. So I am actually going to have to wait a turn before we can kill it. If I had it all the way upgraded to Mythic, that would have been the kill. So we'll just have to take a skull and then kill it out with either a Mara or, oh, even Corvash. That works even better. And Keeper of Souls, he does have a Keeper of Soul. I do need to watch out that he doesn't accidentally kill our first troop somehow. He might summon a white, though at this rate, I have a feeling he will not be getting that far. So right here, we'll use the Amira. We'll get the kill right there. We just got our stun disabled, even though that's not really stunning anything at all. So it does have a giant spider up, which is a bit unfortunate. I don't have a way to stop it right now. We don't have a mana drain that can actually reach it. We can start getting Corvash up, but there's no way we can get that up all the way in just a single turn. So he's going to get a little spider. He has nothing left that actually uses purple, though, so it should be fairly easy at this point on. So let's see. I do need Gorgotha mana. That would be great right now. Purple's not really going to help us much. I'll aim at this. We're going to be doing this to lower enough that it's this combination is really good against anything that is green-blue. If you ever see green-blue coming back, use the Amira, what's it called, Wayfinder combo. I believe they're brother and sister, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that's been confirmed yet. But they're both war gear, so there might eventually be a really good 4x war gear with the two of them. Currently, I didn't find any of the 4x war gear to be worth it. Maybe earlier on in the game they'd be okay with the two of them and 2 other ones from Magrim Woods. Probably everything other than the Ranger. Every single, like, Finnair, her, Amira, Wayfinder, and probably Druid. I believe Druid is a war gear as well. Something like that would probably work for them. So right here, we'll just take those browns. It managed to get 2 spiders. We really need to get the mana up so we can just kill the giant spider. Either of them can kill it at this point, so I don't need to be too picky as far as the mana. Gorgotha will be able to get it up, so we'll do that. Get up our mirror. That will kill up the giant spider, and then we won't have to worry about it anymore. Do we want to use our giant spider for it or not? Yeah, I mean giant spider. Let's use our mirror. So we'll do that. We'll probably kill out the last one with our little fox. Let's see. Take that out. And now it's pretty much over. There isn't much it can do at this point to get any kind of win. So we'll just take these skulls, 1 more skull, and then 2 more pokes of damage, and that will be the match. Preferably, we would want to go for yellow here. We need to get a mirror up so we can double shot the Valkyrie right there. I don't want to have to deal with all of its armor, and just going around it will be the easiest way to kill it at this point. So we'll go Gorgotha. Hopefully we'll get enough green. I don't even know if there's enough green if we explode every single one. Nope, it is. Okay, so that's perfect. So we'll tap the Amira, we'll kill the little spider thing, and actually we can use Corvash. That'll be even better. He'll waste his turn on skulls. We'll Corvash. And yeah, there we go. Didn't even have to really go through anything. And we'll have our little poke right here, and that is match from the Amira. So there we go. She is really, really good at countering skulls. We didn't really get to see a huge skull spam there, but using some kind of team where you put multiple stone skins, mitigation with agiles with her for the attack reduction, is really good at countering out any kind of high attack that you might be dealing with, or just skull spam in general. So now we have a death. Oh, a 4 times. Interesting. A 4 times mythic. The whole 4 troops of the apocalypse. Interesting. We're going to be doing this with a Warg, Hellcat, Sybaris, and Giant Spider. We could actually lose this. That's kind of interesting that we're up against this. But one thing that we're going to be doing here is a huge team bonus right here. If you're earlier on in the game, this build would probably be pretty good. Sybaris you can get from event keys this week if you get lucky. And the rest you will most likely have. Hellcat is epic, might not have that, but as far as this team, what we're doing is a all Daemon Beast team for the most part, except for Giant Spider. There is actually a 4th Daemon Beast. It is the Hellhound, but Hellhound is very weak. It's one of the, like, probably top 10 weakest troops in this game right now, or at least pretty close to it. And that is why we're not using it with this. But we have 3 troops with extremely high attack. We're actually getting a lot of bonuses here. And we're also utilizing the Beast and the Daemon Bond, which we will have, of course, the Beast Bond on all of them, and the Daemon Bond going on these 3, since they're both Daemon Beast, and Daemon Beast. And of course, we even have an additional bonus from the Daemon Bond on our actual Hellcat, which is helping out with that as well. So right here, let's see, skulls, I probably don't want to take. It's actually good if we bait them out. We're going to be having a lot of things dying, so I'm not too concerned about skulls occurring. Also, whatever I just did there ended up undoing that, so that's a bit unfortunate. He does have a plague, so I do need to make sure he doesn't get too many 4 times. I don't need him reducing down my... actually, I don't think it's really anything could really be bad if he reduces it down. So I guess it's okay if he does that. Also, I completely forgot to show the bonuses right there, because we are getting a lot of attack. I think we're getting like 4 HP and 5 attack, if I'm not mistaken. This is from, we have, what do we have here? We have 4 beasts, 3 daemon, and 2 more grim woods, and that gives us a total of 5 attack and 4 life. Okay, so I did call it correctly then, because we're getting +1 attack from having 2 more grim woods, 2 attack from having 3 daemons, and 4 life and 2 attack from having all beasts. So right here, we're gonna use this on green, get us all of the mana that we need. We need our Giant Spider getting us as much mana as possible. It's a little bit bad that we have to do it on green, though. I do have the banner set to a double on the green. So right here, we do have a 50% chance to devour. I want to make sure I do not do this on Plague, because it does have Impervious, which will make it immune. I will likely aim this at... I don't know which one's more dangerous, Famine or Famine or Death. I think we're going to aim at the Famine. I really hate Famine. And we did not get the Devour, unfortunately. Of course, it's a 50% chance, which means it's either a 0% chance or a 100% chance, depending on what your luck is. And it seems this is the 0% day. So, earlier I was getting it like every single time. Pretty much any luck-based ability like that, I really do hate some of these luck-based abilities, because they are so very random in if they will be good or not be good. They're just either going to be perfect or just never trigger at all, it feels like. So we'll just try getting our Sybaris back up. Hopefully the second time we can actually get that Devour. I'm not too concerned about the war. I'm actually deliberately not killing it. I guess I'll kill it now. But I was deliberately trying to keep it alive longer so it would block the mana. I don't want it to attack now, though, because it's going to have 48 attack. If it does true damage, it's going to reduce that down to 1 HP, and then his death with the Steel 2 life is going to kill it next turn. So I don't want it doing that, so we'll kill it out with Skulls this turn. And now we'll be able to get a nice poke out. I don't mind if it takes Skulls now, because it's not as much damage as a war would have had on us. So right here, I really do need to get that mana. I'm probably just going to use my turn for it, so we'll take that. We need to get our Giant Spider up. Now we'll use this. We don't really have a team in which we're utilizing the ability that much. More so, we're utilizing the its bond, like the double bond that it has, is mainly what we're using with this team. So right here, we'll take the yellows, mainly so we stop that extra turn. If we would have taken it the other way around, he would have got an extra turn on yellow, and he would have a Famine up right there. So what we'll do is do this on blue, and please give us that Devour. This is one of those luck chances I was saying. It's just completely random if we will or will not. Luckily, Skulls is paired there, or placed there, so even if this does not Devour, he will at least waste his turn taking Skulls, and we'll still be able to cast that. So we'll do this. Please Devour. No! Second time it didn't Devour, gosh. Okay, so we'll convert this out. We have a couple options here. I guess we'll just use this. Maybe I can bait out another Skull. Hopefully. The red actually isn't going to anything right now. It's only to feed our little pack things that keep coming back and back. I can take skulls right there. I don't think I want to, though, because it's just going to famine us. So I really wish this was enough damage. Unfortunately, we don't have any souls. And as I said earlier, with things that scale based off of the resource, this triggers afterwards. So if we do this now, it's going to do 18 damage. It's not going to do the 2-to-1 for the extra 10 souls that we get until afterwards. So it's only going to do 18, not 23 damage. So we'll do this. Is it even worth casting on it? No, I don't think it is. Let's just do it on death. And there we go. We get the 10 souls. It'll kill us now with the famine. Oh, wow. It wasted the ability just to do 1 damage to that. Plus, it left the skulls there. So we're going to take that skull. Wow, we actually got double skull. He'll take those skulls. We don't have anything that we can feed red to. We did have a 25% chance there that it would have made another warg. Unfortunately, we did not get it. But we'll be able to replace it out with a little spider. And then that little spider will have a 25% chance of becoming a warg. And then it just keeps going over and over again. This team is very, very tanky if you have a fully traded Sybaris. Sybaris and the warg in general are really tanky troops if you have both of them fully traded, because you'll have the 25% chance every single time anything dies that you'll summon a warg, and you'll have a chance that the warg even revives. And if I'm not mistaken, there's even a chance if you, let's say you have 2 slots missing, that you will revive the warg off the 20% chance that it has, as well as create another warg off the 25% chance that the Sybaris has. So there is a lot that you can do with that. There's also quite a few builds that you can mess around with. The Black Beast, you can use the Black Beast with the new Nature Guardian, and there's quite a few options like that. I will be showing a lot more teams. This entire week is just going to be showing basically McGrim Woods teams. I'll be doing that a lot during streams and stuff. We'll probably cover maybe another video or 2 on it as well, because like I said earlier in the previous video, there with the 7 changes that came to McGrim Woods this morning, is basically like a new kingdom coming into the game, because a lot of the McGrim Woods troops that were never viable has just become viable, and now we'll be able to use them, where most of them were basically useless beforehand. And I could have just, I'm so busy talking, I could have just killed him right there. So we'll just take this. I believe we have enough damage. If not, we can just take Sybaris up, and then that'll be the match. Let's just see here. Can we end? No, we'll have to do that on blue. Come on, give us our mana. Give us a skull. Give us anything that will kill him out. Okay, there we go. Oh, no, never mind. The purple got blocked. Come on, where's brown? Oh, well, we'll just have to take purple. Come on, we just need any damage. How is he still alive? Come on, Plague. Let's see. Okay, red will do nothing because we don't have a little spiderling. Yellow, okay, we'll kill it out with yellow. We'll give him skulls. He'll die to our Hellcat then. So he'll do that. We'll use this. Oh, that was enough damage for it to kill. I was not paying attention to that. Luckily, Sybaris. And if we wanted to, we can just keep parading. This is also why I have the giant spider and Sybaris towards the back. We'll be able to keep summoning over and over again. Like, even if we were in a desperate situation right here, we would just be able to summon the little giant, or the little spiderling there. That spiderling would then have a 25% chance to become a warg. That warg would then have a 20% chance to not die, and then even in desperate situations, just the Sybaris plus the giant spider will essentially be able to do just keep surviving over and over again with how many times they can revive. But anyways, we'll end this out. Well, it doesn't have any chance to devour, as you saw right there. Of course, it now devours because of the impervious. You saw it did the impervious text right there. That was because we actually got the devour. But luckily, unlike the Great Maul, where if you do the ability, of course, the main damage from it is the fact that it devours. At least with the Sybaris, it still has some kind of damage attached to it. So even if the devour doesn't go off, you're still going to be doing that damage. And it has that arcane as well, which will be raising up that damage. Anyways, that will be wrapping it up for this video. If you guys have any other questions about any of the McGrim Woods changes, I went over them mainly in the previous video, but if you have any additional ones, feel free to leave them in the comment section, or any other questions about the game in general. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.